Welcome to another episode. You join me during the 320k weekend. I'm spreading this 320k's across 2 days. So today is day one, 160k's, and I'm about halfway through. I'm just about to jump back onto the bike to finish off day one. So why am I cycling 320k's across 2 days? So I want to test my nutrition while on the bike, just feel how my body feels, how it responds to carbohydrates and fats during the ride, and also a little bit of a mental challenge of being able to do 200 miles or 320k's across 2 days. When we get on the road, it's going to be 285k's at a minimum. So that's going to be to the extreme. I'm not going to train all the way up to 100%, but I'm going to sit around this 160k to 200k mark, just to get my body really used to being on the bike for this period of time. So today is probably the first day of testing out carbohydrates in my drinks. Usually I just have water with a little electrolytes, Powerade or whatever that is, but today is the first time having carbohydrates in my drink. So I've got 40 grams of carbohydrates in one bottle and pure water in the other, and I've also got some flapjacks as well. It's going to bring up my carbohydrates to around the 100 grams, 120 grams an hour. Good thing about the flapjacks, there's a little bit of fat in there from the butter, not the best fat, to be honest. Sugar, and of course the oats for carbohydrates. So like I said, 320k's. I've been up since 5 a.m. this morning. I'm training indoors again because it's raining in Sydney sadly, and like I said, I'm about halfway through day one, but for the second half I'm going to try and push the pace a bit and see how my body responds. Let's go. Just got to the 100k mark, still feeling good, body feels fueled well. I'm sitting at a pace of 30 kilometers per hour. The last 60k's, I'm going to try my best to do 20-minute efforts. So 20-minute, just to try and finish this off as quick as possible. Really test the legs, and then the recovery starts, ready for day two. So like a little recap on the last 3.5 hours. A very early start, I feel quite tired, but this is what's going to happen when we're on the road. So I've just finished day one, just over 160k's. It took me 5 hours 31 minutes, and an average speed of 29 kilometers per hour, and I've burnt around 3,425 calories. That's day one over. Gonna now eat my body weight in carbs and protein, rest up, and then get ready for day two, where I'll hopefully be out on the road if the weather gets better tomorrow. Good morning. You join me on day two of the 320k ride, or 200 miles. I'm about 20k's in. Again, have no real plan of where I'm going. I've just arrived in the northern beaches. I'll probably be heading in this direction somewhere. But yeah, 20k's into day two. This weekend is all about testing nutrition, different riding styles, higher cadence, lower cadence, different power on hills, and also methods of standing up, sitting down on hills. But most importantly, recovery and nutrition. That's going to be the biggest thing. I keep saying it along this ride. So about an hour and 20 minutes into this ride, I've consumed about 100 grams of carbs and about a litre of water with carbohydrates inside that. I'm sticking to the flapjacks just for this weekend, see how I get on with that. But this early in the ride always feels pretty good. Let's sort of see how we are the next 4 or 5 hours. But right now, feeling good, the sun's out. Nice to be out on a new bike rather than cooped up in the house on the home trainer. Just arrived in, you guessed it, Palm Beach. I'm about, let me just have a look at the computer. I'm 43 k's into this 160k ride. Legs feeling pretty good considering there was a decent ride yesterday. Every time I go out on these rides I learn something new, and today I've learned that I need to bring a portable charger, so I'm gonna have to invest a bit of money in a portable charger. Although my phone was on 100% this morning, it's down to 40% now just because of the headphones for directions. 70 k's in. I've just been climbing, I don't know if you can see it, but this hill for what feels like forever. It's been averaging about 8% gradient, some places a lot more, and it just feels like it's been going on forever. I've had cars sitting behind me. There's not really a cycling lane, there's a tiny kind of lay-by, but there's so many trees that have fallen down onto the lay-by, so I have to go back out onto the road. Back at Centennial Park to finish off this 160k ride. I've got 5k left. Body's still feeling pretty good. Managed to get to quite a few different places, Palm Beach, the National Park, Northern Beaches, which has been really good to work on the climbs. I'm sitting at just over 2,000 meters elevation, which is going to be a 3,500k weekend of climbing. Bit of a shock to the system, but my body seems to have handled it well. So that is me finished a 160k ride. I've ended up with 162 k's, and by the time I get home it'll probably be 165. I've been out for 6 hours and 36 minutes and sitting around 2,000 meters elevation, and also my average speed has been 24.5 k's per hour, so a bit slower than on Zwift yesterday. But if you've got any kind of tips, you know, me and Ben, that we don't have any coaches, we're trying to make this up as we go along, so we're not professionals at all, but we're always looking for advice. So if you can give us any advice, DMs, comments, we'd be greatly appreciated with anything like that.